Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with one of our favorites, Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Passionate for gaming, low contributions and begging, and losing more subs. This is, yet again, ladies and gentlemen, Phil Burnell trying to push the narrative across that he loves gaming. It's a dream job. He's happier than he's ever been doing what he loves. What started off as a hobby that turned into an illustrious career and whatnot, which eventually evolved into a legacy, a 10+ year legacy that you guys should be as proud of as he is. Whatever. Anyway, so that's what that nonsense is about. Low contributions and begging. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is nothing more than a byproduct that comes from Phil's magical day with Kat. Ever since that marriage, ever since that wedding, I should say, that secret wedding, that dirty, dirty secret wedding, money's been low and money's been slow, and he hasn't been able to deal with it very well. And if a baby's on the way, a little snort in the oven, I mean, you know, he better man up, and he better man up fast. And then losing more subs. Oh boy, we had a purge the other day. We had a purge. I don't know if this is this Master Saru who ended up getting bopped? Him and what's that other dude's name? Frogs playing golf? I don't know what that other mod's name is. I think it's those two guys getting bopped. I remember Mrhuth Stuff doing a video on that, or I think I think it's on his Twitter. It's on his Twitter timeline. I think Tevin went over it, where, yeah, there was some type of nonsense that went on over there, and a bunch of other dudes ended up getting bopped out of position. As far as I'm concerned, it's just another day in Goutopia, if you ask me. But let's go ahead and go through it. Let's have a laugh at it, because I'm sure it's funny. And if I think it's something that needs to be covered a little bit more, you guys can let me know in the comment section, and I'll look it up a little bit more. But yeah. I mean, they were all going to drop like flies anyway. They've all had their trust betrayed in some way, shape, or form. They don't have to stick around and deal with Phil, but they choose to. And if you're going to choose to be a victim, then be a victim. But after a while, some people just don't want to be victims anymore. So there you go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the broadcast proper, and we'll see what comes out of it. Hopefully we get some laughs, and we hope you get through your day just a little bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes! A GTG, Networking Productions. You guys all know the slogan. I don't smell no bacon cookie yet. But I'm hoping we can cut a couple slabs off these former mods' back and get it sizzling. It's time to watch me work.
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here yet again with one of our favorites, Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Passionate for gaming, low contributions and begging, and losing more mods. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk. But to those former mods, enjoy your freedom, but the mob needs to eat, so we need to start cutting bacon. Sorry about that. Here we go.
It was, why can't we be friends? Who did 3 cheers and asked 3 questions. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to answer all of them. I'm going to read them all and then I'm going to answer all of them for you, okay? Alright, now first question, he says, I noticed you removed the $1 pledge option on Patreon. I don't remember hearing anything about it. Why'd you do this? If you don't mind me asking, I remember when you used to promote your Patreon, you said, you know, $1 a month would help me out. Isn't that the case anymore?
$1 a month actually helps and adds up, all right? As little as $1 helps, okay?
Then he cheered again and said, oh, never mind. I actually saw that it is there. It's not, you know, it's not that you can't pledge $1. But on the subject of Patreon, I noticed, you know, it's around 400 or something a month. At least that's what it says publicly. Do you think that's because other people are contributing to your Twitch now instead? And then he said again, oh, that was a $1 goal I was looking at. The $1 tier is definitely gone. Is that the only goal that will remain on your Patreon from now on? Will you ever bring back the $1 tier option? All right. Allow me to explain, because this guy was completely misinformed and didn't understand what the heck he was talking about. So allow me to explain. If you go to patreon.com/DarkSidePhil, that's my Patreon page. That's my monthly Patreon drive. Every month, you can contribute to the monthly total there, okay? And that's a public-facing total that shows there on the page. It's not necessarily 100% accurate. In fact, I would say it's a little bit lower than what it really is, because it accounts for people who don't, or people who have, like, declined pledges. Every month there's a few people who, you know, goes to charge them and it doesn't work. So it kind of auto-figures that in automatically. But I would say, yeah, pretty much what you see there is pretty accurate, okay? Now, there was a time when my Patreon was over $1,000 a month, all right? And that time, you know, was years ago. I'd say probably about a year and a half to 2 years ago. And you might say, well, why did it go down so much over the years? Well, there's primarily two factors. Number one, I became a full-time streamer in 2017. And when I did, people told me you should shift your focus from YouTube to streaming. And essentially when I did that, a lot of the YouTube-based stuff that I was doing with Patreon went away. Okay? So I used to say, oh, we'll do an exclusive series on YouTube if we hit a Patreon goal or this or that. And we just don't do that anymore. Basically what I did is I shifted my Patreon goals, alright, from Patreon to Twitch, to streaming. So as I just mentioned to you, we're going to do a sub goal this month. Sub goal, see what I mean? I used to do Patreon goals. If we hit the Patreon goal for this month of this amount of funding, then I'll do a special event. Instead, now we do that based off of subs. You see what I mean? So I moved the goalpost from one site to another, or one business to another. And by doing that, essentially, yeah, you transferred support over. And that's actually the second half of this is a lot more people come to my streams now and support me on stream than worry about Patreon. Now, I'm certainly not saying that pledging to my Patreon isn't helpful. It is, absolutely helps, and you get perks for it. Like I said, you get a lot of good things for doing it. But in general, if you're a person who wants to be on the streams and interact with me on a daily basis, you're going to come to the stream. You're either going to contribute during the stream, or you're going to sub. You see what I mean? And in general, yes, support has greatly shifted from Patreon to streaming. So, even though, oh my god, 2 years ago, Phil, your Patreon used to be this high, and now it's so much lower, it's not like I lost that, it just moved from one business to another. You see what I mean? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people actively participating and engaging me in the thing that I'm focusing on. I'm not focused on YouTube at all. YouTube is just my archive now. I'd much rather have people focused on my Twitch and my streams daily. Okay? Now, in regards to the $1 goal level that he's talking about here...
Alright, let me cut in. So, first things first, that didn't even need to happen. He could have had his $12.50 on Patreon and still basically swindle all these guys on Twitch, and he still could have made his way like a bandit. Here's the only thing that YouTube, which is South Goutopia, by the way, for anybody who's new, because North Goutopia is Twitch, South Goutopia is YouTube, Northern Goutopia is kind of like Phil's hug box, and then both coasts respectfully belong to the Detractors. And what Phil doesn't know is I'm the king of all that shit. Anyway, basically what Phil could have done with South Goutopia or YouTube is continue to play the monthly games that they want him to play. Slide in the Patreon playthrough that they want in during the month, or during, you know, or over the span of months, I should say. And he would have had Patreon support. The reason why he didn't want to do that is because he said, oh, I got all these hot new releases. I don't know if I'm going to have time to play this game, this, that, and the third. Look at his chill streams. Same repetitive bullshit over and over again. Look at his main streams. He's losing so much interest that he doesn't even know what game to play. And for a little while, he was switching through games on his main stream. So having a Patreon game that's already been paid for and being able to play it basically whenever would have been the way to go. But see, Phil's stupid, you see, and $1,250 didn't mean much to him. He already proved that when he said that he was okay with all of that going down. He says that he actually tried to shift the focus over, and he did. And the thing is he didn't even do that properly. He went ahead and completely tried to cut the YouTube audience out in a way of forcing them to come over to Twitch. when they had already given their reasons, reasonable reasons at that for that matter, on why they couldn't go over to Twitch or why they didn't want to. YouTube was way more beneficial. They were willing to pay him money on Patreon to continue for him to at least give them one thing a month or every few months that would give them a reason to keep contributing, and he didn't want to do it. He wanted all of his eggs in one basket, if you will, despite the fact that he said he was diversifying his business. And that's why Patreon failed. To make a long story short.
I used to have different reward levels, and one of the levels was $1. You pledge $1, you get a reward. The reward was basically that every week I would have this thank you scroll in an old video series that I used to do called The Week in Preview. All right.
Oh yeah, one more thing. As it pertains to your perks on Patreon, they're shit. His perks are absolute garbage, to be honest. And really all it is he wants you guys to pay him money so he can have your information on his fucking docs forms. That's really the only perks that you get. It's on his forms, and no one gives a fuck about that. And that's another reason why that shit dried up. Patreon really dried up because all the people, the majority of people I should say, who used to contribute to Patreon are no longer part of his forums after that whole Blood of the Blood God situation. It's not a safe place to be and whatnot. And who's been exposed over there and who isn't is still a matter of question, but it's very obvious the people who are over there on the regular, which isn't much, maybe a dozen, maybe, they already know their information's out there. It's whatever, to be honest. Everybody else, they're either willfully ignorant or they don't care.
To say thank you to those who pledged $1, and it was a lot of people. You know, I used to have over 100 people who would pledge $1 to my Patreon, and they would get this thank you crawl every week in the Week in Preview. Well, 2 things happened in the last year that made that completely unviable. Number 1, I retired the Week in Preview. I haven't done a Week in Preview since last summer because there's no reason to do the series anymore, because every single night I put out a tweet, and that tweet is my updated schedule, and then every morning I do a pre-stream, and the pre-stream is my updated schedule. So if on a daily basis I'm telling you the schedule twice, why do you then need a video once a week to tell you the schedule? You see, the Week in Preview used to have use when I was just a full-time YouTuber, and I wasn't doing this daily stuff like this, so once a week people would check out the Week in Preview to know what videos are going up on YouTube, and that was the purpose. There's literally not a purpose for it anymore, okay? The other thing is, earlier this year, my subscription for my video editing program, Adobe Premiere Pro, expired, and with how tight my money is now, I couldn't afford to renew it. It was like, I think almost $300 to renew it. Do you want to play the fucking game? I couldn't afford it. So I said, you know, for as little as I edit, a very rare when I would ever edit a video these days, I don't need it anymore. I don't need a video editor. So I'm just not going to renew it, and therefore, how am I going to do a crawl, a thank you crawl for my patrons when I don't have the editor anymore, right? I can't. So, since those 2 major changes happened, I said it would be very dishonest of me to have a $1 goal level with that as a reward when I can't do it. I can't fulfill it. So I removed it. Alright, now there's still tons of people. I mean, I'm serious, there's probably still about 100 people who still pledge about $1 a month, and that helps me tremendously. Alright, I just want to say to anyone who pledges to my Patreon any amount, thank you for that. They're just not necessarily getting that reward anymore, because I can't live up to it, alright? But, you know, they know that they're helping me, and it does directly help me, so it's not that, oh my god, he got rid of the $1 level, you can't pledge $1. That's not true at all. When you go to my Patreon, you can pledge anything. You can pledge $1, you can pledge $5, you can pledge 10, you can pledge 7, you can pledge 16.47 if you want every month. You know what I mean? Like, you can do random amounts.
This kind of shit.
First off, do you hear how fucking frantic he got when he was starting to talk about the money at the end of that? Jesus Christ. First things first. As it pertains to the thank you crawl, he can do that no BS. Sorry, he can do that no BS. So that's super fucking easy. So I don't want to hear that excuse. Secondly, why was he paying $200+ a month for Premiere and not using it every month? Makes no sense to me anyway. He's a fucking idiot. And that's if he was actually paying $200 a month. I don't know if it's actually $200 a month or it's $200 for the year. So keep that in mind. But in actuality, there's a bunch of free editing software out there that he could have used. Do the exact same thing and do it better. And even with his thank you crawl that he was using in Premiere was garbage compared to what you can do. You can do some really amazing shit in that if you really want to. And he's just too lazy and too stupid, so he wasn't going to do it anyway. 3, and this is something that I've already said before, but I'll say it again to you, Phil, because I know someone that you know is going to be in here. You can hit up James the Lesser and he can send you a free copy of Sony Vegas. He will do that. He will send you the link for it, If you really want a copy, James the Lesser will do that. You can reach out to him on Twitter through DMs, and he's nice enough to send you that link. And that's not just for Phil. That's for any of you. If you guys would be interested in a copy of Sony Vegas, and James still has access to it, he can help you get it. I'm sorry, James. I don't mean to put you out there on a spot like that, but he wouldn't mind if that is something that you guys, if he would be interested in, or if any of you are. Just reach out to him on Twitter and whatnot. If for whatever reason it don't work, just come back and be like, GTG, you're a shithead. I'm sorry in advance. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. But he has no excuse. And if he doesn't want to go that route, fair enough. There are a bunch of free editing software out there that's still really, really good. And he could do the exact same thing for the very little that he does. These aren't excuses. These aren't reasons at all. He's just a lazy fuck. To be honest with you, he's just a lazy piece of shit. And whatnot. If you're not willing, and you get out of anything what you put into it, to be honest. And he's not willing to put anything into it. He never really was. He was doing only the bare minimum for all those things. You know what I mean? Like, for the whole Patreon thing, like I said, he could throw all their names into OBS through text, hit scroll in priorities, and he can have the exact same thing. Easy. Also, weekend preview. He shouldn't have actually gotten rid of that, to be honest. Because it wasn't just him talking about his schedule. Because he was doing that while he was still putting his schedule up on Twitter. But it's also a time, like, it's a little bit of me time that he has on Sunday that he can rant. And he actually had some pretty good rants in those weekend previews. I'm going to have to go over some of those. But he had some pretty good rants in there. And he pissed all that away because he thinks he didn't feel the need to. He was monetizing weekend previews too. And more importantly, because he has an audience who doesn't go over to Twitch and who's not on his Twitter, there's still a viewership for it. But, you know, he's the businessman, of course, so he knows what's best for the business. Yeah. DSP News?
Come out. This kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
It's all, you know, it's all permitted. It's not like, oh, you have to pledge only certain levels or anything like that. And there are tons of people who do still pledge $1 a month, okay? So, there's your answer. Number one, yes, it is true that my Patreon over the last couple of years has gone, you know, had a big loss of you know, funding because people have jumped from Patreon to Twitch and supporting me on Twitch. Number two, you can still pledge $1. Yes, it is true the dollar goal level is gone, the reward level is gone, but you can still pledge that $1 and it still helps. Okay?
Pledge today. You can pledge as much as you want. The highest perk level I'll give you is $50, but you could pledge more than that if you want.
Patreon's dead, to be perfectly honest with you. Patreon is dead. It's starting to get to Spoonie levels. And that's really, really sad when you have someone like Spoonie who was coming from like $5,000 to $7,000 a month down to a couple $100. It's in a lot of ways, to be honest with you, he's following the exact same path as Spoonie, kind of, sort of. Like that same path of self-destruction, he's almost there. And it's amazing to watch because if you think about it, if he didn't have his Nazi rally on Blip, he could have actually worked alongside Spoonie 1 at one time with that guy with the glasses. That's how close he was to being, you know, shoulder to shoulder or shoulder to pig shoulder with Spoonie, and he fucked it all up. And now years later, he's falling down the same trough hole, if you will, of self-destruction as Spoonie is. It's really actually quite remarkable when you really think about it. DSP News.
This is so fucking weird, dude. Oh, it's so weird. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What's the puzzle here? I don't get it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. This really sucks. I'm insanely confused. I looked through the hole, and I don't know how to make it look like I guess it did in the hole. I guess what I'm trying to do is match what it showed in the hole, but I don't know how to do that. I love gaming. I have no idea. I'm stumped. I'm fucking stumped. I'm gonna quit. No, I'm near the end of the game. I gotta figure out how to fucking do this. I have no idea. I guess I'm done. I guess I'm done. Seriously, I can't figure it out. I've done every combination. I don't fucking know what to do here.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You're a real gamer. Someone who's passionate about games and only wants to share those experiences with you. Not even willing to try to figure out something on his own. Oh, it didn't come easy? Oh, it's bugged, dude. Oh, it's not fun anymore. I want to quit. And Phil is quite the quitter, to be honest with you. He's quite the quitter. So he should have probably done himself a favor and did it right then and there. I mean, to be honest. But similar to his parents, for whatever reason, mom didn't swallow, or his father's pullout game wasn't very good. And this is what you're left with.
This is fucking stupid. And I'm out of time of playing, so it sucks. Someone says I'm like 10 minutes away from beating the game and I can't beat it. Because it's a fucking unbeatable puzzle unless you fucking look it up. It's dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Any moment, I can pick up a controller and I can play any game at professional level.
Yeah, I'm a gamer!
This, now I'm gonna have to waste time another night, like 15 minutes to fucking finish this, because I'm out of time and, you know, this is stupid. I'm gonna have to fucking look it up.
Now, here's the thing. Didn't Phil say, and it was either in S.E.C.R.E.T or S.E.C.R.E.T, you know my pronunciation is horrible, that, you know, he doesn't look up guides and this, that, and the third, and when all of those game writers were doing the reviews and they had to use outside elements to help them beat games and whatnot, that was cheating and they're supposed to be giving reviews, so on and so forth. He's doing this for a playthrough live, and he doesn't see no problem with it. But he'll shit on other people if they did it, especially if they were more popular and they were bringing in way more money. But this is what he's reduced to. Keep that in mind.
By the way, I'm only in chapter 3. This game has 5 chapters.
And keep in mind, just a minute ago, this idiot thought he was at the end of the game and was going to have to carry it over one more night until he realized, nah, bitch, you're at chapter 3. Mom really should have swallowed.
I'm not a few minutes away of beating it. According to this, it doesn't even explain it. Are you kidding me? It doesn't even have the solution. Yeah, this game has fucking 5 chapters, and we're only in chapter 3. Yeah, I can't even find it because no one did a good guide online at all. They're all shit. Shame on me, I guess. 2 thumbs fucking down for me. What you've seen is me sitting around with my thumb up my ass. Yeah, I can't find the solution to this. No one has it. I'd have to watch someone's video playthrough of the game to get this. Yeah. No one has a FAQ up that has the solution at all.
Mister, I only concentrate on my own content. I don't watch other people. I'm in my own little world. This, that, and the third. I have to watch someone else's playthrough to figure out how to beat this. And he's probably done this for other games too. Actually, that's already been proven because he's played games before and completely been screwed day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. He knew exactly what he needed to do. Easy. Easy. He even sandbagged a couple of those because he felt like he was beating the game too fast and he didn't want to give up on all that long-term content. Imagine that.
Oh. Chapter 3, Bloody Roots. Guide unfinished. More solutions for puzzles coming soon. Stop rubbing my goatee.
Oh shit, did he pull a low-tier god? I think he pulled a low-tier god there. That's funny. Uh-oh, there we go. More bathroom camping. That's how Phil wins his games, ladies and gentlemen. That's how a real gamer does it. I mean, yeah, Wings camps, but he doesn't camp in bathrooms. But that's the Phil Burnell way. All the way in the shitter, just where he belongs.
Thin it up. My goatee isn't thin at all. It's white. All this hair is white. So you think it's thin. It's not. It's all white hair in my goatee. My old PS4 is on the floor over there. This office. Oh my god. This office needs a thorough cleaning. Laziness. I'm very sedentary in my lifestyle. It's fucking dirty and nasty. It really is. And
what? I thought Kat was supposed to pride herself on keeping a very clean home and shit. Oh, that's right. She has a full-time job and she has shit that she needs to do. And she finds time to go to the gym too. And get a nice pump and wit gym. So yeah, you know, that is a problem. And she has a button in the oven too. Maybe. Probably. Maybe. So yeah, she has other priorities she has to worry about. So Phil Burnell, who's home all day, ladies and gentlemen, and has a 3-hour break just about every day, can't find time to clean up his own room. Imagine that. I guess Mommy Burnell needs to fly herself out there and clean it up for him. Apparently that's what the situation is. That's what the solution is. Someone should get on that. You guys better go ahead and start, you know, throwing money at his Patreon for the long-term goal of, let's say, 4 months. He's going to need about $1,500. So he can fly Mommy Burnell in, clean up everything, cook his meals, hopefully make the pasta sauce, the Burnell pasta sauce right, and then fly her ass back home.
thing is, I'm in here every day working. Like I said, I'm in here every day working, and a day off that Kat and I have, we like to go out and do stuff, not be home all day. So when the hell do I clean it? You know?
You mean go out and spend money that you don't have? Oh, that's why we don't have any more house tours. Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
I can't clean it at night. It's too late. Yeah, try to clean it at night and turn on the fucking vacuum. I'll get in trouble.
How the fuck do you get in trouble vacuuming in your own home? I understand that he lives in a gated community and so on and so forth. You're telling me that this idiot, I don't even think he needs to close his windows because I don't think sound carries that well. You know what I'm saying? Or not as well as he's trying to imply. This idiot right here, this Muppet, can sit there and be a squealing pig all day, every day, and a neighbor don't say shit. But if he vacuums at night, all of a sudden the neighbor's going to be outside with pitchforks. You know what I'm saying? Asking for pig's butt. That's really what's going to happen if he decides to vacuum his floor for about 15 minutes. Really? Really? All right. DSP News. Pitchfork with pig butt. That's funny.
Are you making all that noise racket at night? If I see a mess or if I see dirt on the floor, you know what I mean? Like, I want to get clean. I don't want to just leave that and get to it when I get to it. I'm like, damn, I just got to drop everything and clean that shit. Alright guys, I guess it's really significantly slowing down. Like, no one's talking to me anymore at this point. So, this might be the last game of the night, since it seems like people just aren't really very interested right now. I don't know what's going on. Usually people are pretty engaged for this, but it seems like tonight people were bored or something. I don't know. One of the worst business models for something that will consistently suck your money, but give you nothing for it. I have no money. The money you guys are tipping me is going to bills. That's why I look and I say, oh, $17 in tips. Well, this is a bad night for me, because I was hoping to pay some bills. You know? I have no money for anything. I need your help. I need your help. I'm going to need your guys' help. I really am. I'm going to need your support. I need it. The money helps me out tremendously. I need help now. But, I mean, how many times can I yell help before people are like, enough is enough?
What the fuck? Oh, yeah. This is that nonsense he put out there. It says everyone needs some type of miracle because he had an overdraft notice that just woke him up completely. And keep in mind, he was getting paid in like 10 days. But this idiot put on Twitter that I'm broke and I need a miracle. I need a miracle to help me out. He literally was pig begging on Twitter. Have you no goddamn shame? And I'm not saying this is necessarily the first time he's done this, because it's not. But this is bad. You can't tell. Something big is on the horizon. There has to be something really big on the horizon. For Mr. Oh, I had 2 tweets that went viral about Pro Jared to now turn around and be basically piggy panhandling. Yeah, that'll work. PPP. Piggy panhandling, if you will, on fucking, well, PP. Anyway, he's piggy panhandling on fucking Twitter. That's really bad. I thought your job is the best job you've ever had and you make so goddamn much money. And you're sitting here calling all these other guys on Twitter and on Twitch shills and this, that, and the third, but yet you're sitting here doing this. Holy shit. That's sad. That's really, really sad. Jesus Christ, Phil.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. Save the pig. What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. The secret piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help!
It was King of Golf. Yeah, it was King of Golf HD that ended up getting the boot too. Him and Master S.E.C.R.E.T. Damn. Oh wow, Phil brought up War Dog Leader in that shit too? Oh wow. That's really shitty, Phil. That's really shitty to bring that up. Oh, and they brought up Waifu Destroyer Matt. Holy fuck.
I'm an evil bastard. I'm just gonna fucking ban everybody. It's gonna be a very simple situation where I just go ban, 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 and that's it. And I continue playing and I don't care. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer...
Wow. Okay, so... Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm actually... oh shit, that's really bad. Ooh, you brought up that War Dog Leader situation. That's a no-no. He should never do that. Damn. He should never bring that up, because that was one of Phil's worst moments, I think. By far. Like, Phil ain't fucked himself over a couple ways of Sunday on that dumb shit. He should have never have gone there with that. Okay, so... Oh boy. Okay, so it looks like, I guess, Master S.E.C.R.E.T. and King of Golf ends up taking the boot on that shit, which is oh boy. I mean, granted though, it's eventually gonna happen as the paranoia kind of makes its way. Phil can't trust nobody, and the thing is Phil has he has these guys watching each other. Like I said, it's like the Gestapo over there. It really fucking is. Like, everybody's watching everybody over there who are in the inner circle. They're watching each other. So very few of Phil's mods even trust each other on any type of level at all. So, and they're always looking to rat each other out. They're just rats. That's all they are. They just rat on each other. There's no loyalty over there at all. And all they do is keep feeding Phil's paranoia. And it don't take much to do that. So, I mean, I guess it only makes sense. That's sad though. That's really, really sad. Now, I'm wondering, was that over the guy who was wishing Master S.E.C.R.E.T. happy birthday and he ended up getting the boot? Or was that later on down the line? That might have been it. I don't know. He loses mods almost every day now. Like, it's hard to keep up with a lot of that bullshit. Because he's always losing some mod on something dumb. I don't know. Anyway, I'll look into that a little bit further, but either which way, he's doing them a favor, to be honest with you. Like, get the fuck out of there while you still can. You know, if any of you guys have any idea of trying to be a decent human being, you're not going to learn it under Phil. So get up out of there while you can. You know, there's a whole lot that you can do with your time that would be much more meaningful than fucking serving Phil Burnell and whatnot. Just seriously. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. This was a short one, so yeah, there might be another one later and whatnot. Maybe. We'll see. But there might be. So this might be a 2 broadcast day. So that might be exciting, maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG, Networking Productions. For the Snort Report, I'm your host, /anchor, GTG. And I'm signing off. And As it pertains to his passion for games, low contributions, and begging, it's just another day in Goutopia, ladies and gentlemen. Just another day. I'm your host / Anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves. Maybe I'll see you guys later on today.